This is First Gen Xers.
Hello. Gotta redo this. Hey, how y'all doing today? Welcome to, got my mic there. Welcome to tonight's edition of The Classroom featuring me, Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double. Unfortunately, O'Malley is out this week. She's feeling a little bit under the weather. So y'all are going to be dealing with me and only me this week. But it was just too good to pass up. Let's see. 53 years, so 73, yeah. And that is the NBA Finals. The first thing we'll have to cover here is the fact that the finals were some of the biggest stories in sports over the past couple of months or the past couple of weeks, just because of the fact that you had two new teams. It wasn't the Thunder, it wasn't the Lakers, it wasn't the Warriors that was in the finals for the West, and it was the Spurs, and it wasn't the typical Cleveland or Boston or Philly that's been representing the East in the past couple of years. Boston quite a few times. So it's one of those things or Indiana Pacers from last year. It's one of those things where we're seeing the parity in the NBA. And this year we had the Spurs and the Knicks were kind of akin what they were going through to or what they were doing to what the Warriors did in 2015. This is why I keep telling people over and over again that I love y'all to death, but I'm telling you right now that the 2015 finals work out the same whether Kyrie and Caleb are healthy or not. And the 2016 finals don't prove that they would have won. Like, it's honestly just that simple. I think that was what was considered a magical year for the Warriors. And this was a magical year for the Knicks, and it all started in that first round when they went down 2-1 to Atlanta. And every New York Knicks fan said, y'all better not. Stephen A. Smith, y'all better not lose this. And I think they only lost one game after that on their run to the title, and that was the one game that they lost to San Antonio. But let's talk about some of the key games that took place. I think this is where it kind of happened kind of weird, but it showed that it was one of those years for the Knicks. And that was the miracle in Manhattan in Game 4. They had already beaten the Spurs both games in San Antonio, so it looked like the Knicks were just going to be running away with it. And then Game 3 came around, and San Antonio came out and showed that they still had it in them, that they still had some fight in them. So they ended up winning Game 3, 115-111, and everybody thought, here we go. We got a series. It's going to be 6-7 games of Knicks and Spurs. And even the beginning, the first half of Game 4 looked like it was going to be an evening out of the series at 2-2, and that all the away teams were going to have won. And then something happened in the second half. Jalen Brunson decided to wake up. OG Anunoby decided to play some basketball. Cat decided, you can't stop me, even if your name is Wemby. And the Knicks decided to come back in a rally that ended on a tip-in by OG Anunoby that was just for the birds, so to speak. Like, it was just one of those, wow, like he was in the right place at the right time. The Knicks managed to come back and complete the largest comeback in NBA Finals history, having been down at one point by 29 points to the Spurs, and on a tip in by Anunoby with like 1.2 seconds left, they win 107 to 106. And I tell you right now, I never saw it coming. When I saw the Spurs were up 17-19, I was like, wow. Yeah, we're about to get a series. It's about to be 2-2, and then we got 2 out of 3 in San Antonio. San Antonio might be able to pull this back. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, I was so confident that San Antonio was going to pull it back that when I created the title and everything for this episode, originally it was, can the Spurs come back? Because they were down 3-1 at that point. And the Knicks showed me last night that comeback was never to be, as again, San Antonio built a double-digit lead, this time 16 points in San Antonio, only for the Knicks to come back and win 94-90 and wrap up their first championship since 1973. The two people that I would say is most responsible for that game 4 to me was the turning point when there was just no coming back for the Spurs. That was what I was going to say on the show anyways, that there was just going to be no coming back for the Spurs. But partially because of these two gentlemen right here, OG Anunoby and Jalen Brunson, who ended up becoming the finals MVP. Another small man, kind of like Steph Curry, that took over the game, and I think he put up 45. He was one of the first to put up that much. Jalen Brunson solidified his place in basketball lore by averaging an unstoppable volume of clutch buckets, capped off by his 45 points in the Game 5 closer. Like, that guy, like Dallas, like, I hate to say it, but like, y'all looking kind of silly now, like, because y'all done ran through Anthony Davis and Luka's gone now, and Jalen Brunson over here with the Knicks leading them to I was like, it was wow, like Mike Brown now a champion as a head coach after reaching his second finals as a head coach. He has a couple of championships, I believe, as an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors. But Mike is out there getting it done as a head coach now, and took this Knicks team that Tom Thibodeau, like, and I'm gonna say it like this: everybody's gonna look at how they got rid of Tom Thibodeau and be like, see, that was the catalyst that led them to this championship. They wasn't making it out the second round with Thibodeau. I think with this team, you're right. I was gonna say I think they could have won the finals anyway, but nah, you're right. Like, it's kind of like I was talking with O'Malley last week on the show about Mark Jackson versus Steve Kerr. I do not believe that the Warriors go to 5 straight championships and win 3, and go to 6 in 7 years and win 4 with Mark Jackson at the helm. Like, it's not that he was a bad coach. He, like I say, he built the foundation, but I don't think they go that far. I just don't think the Knicks go this far and win the championship without Mike Brown. If Tom Thibodeau was still the coach, I doubt they might lose to Cleveland. They might have lost to Kenny Atkinson in Cleveland. Which, by the way, just so y'all know, Kenny Atkinson is another former Warriors coach. We talked about that last week. But in general, like, the fact that the Knicks have won their first title, won their first finals since 1973. Let me say this: Knicks fans, I feel you. Let out that cry. Let out that emotion. Your team has finally done it. There's going to be a lot of Knicks fans who have never seen them win a title, who were born in 83, 85, throughout the 90s, witnessed them get to the finals in the 90s, only to lose to Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets during the year when Michael Jordan retired. Like, I understand because my Warriors team went that stretch, and we didn't even make the finals. Shit, we didn't make the conference finals for like almost 3 decades. So I say shout out to Knicks fans, a big salute. You guys have waited long enough. Like, I appreciate your pain and what it must feel like and what that parade's going to feel like on Monday morning, watching your boys do it. But understand, it's not that it's hard to get up to the top, and it's even harder to stay on top. And that brings us to the kind of subject of the first part of the show, which is, can the Knicks continue this. If they continue to keep together this roster, they pay Brunson what they need to pay him. If they keep Anunoby, pay Cat what they need to pay him. Mitch Robinson, keep everybody on board, maybe retool the bench a little bit through the draft and some free agency. I think we could be seeing the Knicks competing for Eastern Conference championships in the coming years and potentially get like finals here and there. I don't know. And here's where I say enjoy this one, Knicks fans. No offense. I don't know if the Knicks are going to be able to win one again, because if the Spurs get back there again, mark my words. Mark my words when I say if the Spurs get back there again, they're winning. They're gonna win 3-4 titles in the next 5-6 years. Who else? The Thunder. I think if they face a healthy Thunder team, that's a 7-game series. If the Knicks end up winning at all against the Thunder don't win back to back. Like I think that what helped the Knicks win is the fact that they're talented, and also the Spurs are extremely young. It's kind of the same way that not to say that the Knicks aren't young. They have some young cats on there, but not young the way that San Antonio is. I saw this same thing happen to LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers when he made the finals against the Spurs in 2007, and they mopped the floor. The bottom line is that in that series, LeBron James and that Cavs team were too inexperienced. Most of that team having just been to the finals for the first time, and that Spurs team was too experienced. I believe they had been to like 2-3 finals in the previous like 4 or 5 years. That was kind of at the beginning of the Pops dynasty, and so like that was the advantage right there. Is the Knicks grit and grind versus the Spurs youth and inexperience, and grit and grind won every time. And this was, like I said, you combine that with the magical year that the Knicks were having in general, having got to the 3 seed, having worked through what they went through, sweeping the 76ers, didn't have to face the Celtics because the 76ers knocked them off first. Then knocked off the 76ers in the sweep, knocked off the Cavaliers in the sweep. That Cavs team could have been Detroit, who might have been a little bit better of a matchup, even though I think they sweep Detroit too. Detroit wasn't a paper champion, a conference champion, but they were a team that unfortunately were not able to live up to the number 1 seed that they earned during regular season come playoff time. So, but overall, this has been a crazy. And I hope the Knicks fans responded a lot better this time around than they did after their first home loss in Game 3, when they were chucking things at Victor Wembanyama and chucking things and beating up Spurs fans out in the streets of New York. Like, man, come on, it ain't about all that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I hate them with a passion as a 49ers fan. But I'm not about to just randomly walk up to every Dallas Cowboys fan that I see and try to fight them. Like, no matter how much I hate the Cowboys, I might point at them and laugh. You're a Cowboys fan. Y'all suck. But other than that, I'm not going to engage in fisticuffs with them for any reason over the fact that they're a fan of one team and I'm a fan of another. Shit, I'm more likely to buy you a beer than I am to fight you. So I'll let y'all sit and think on that. But coming next year, it's going to be an interesting thing because I'm looking at the Warriors and I'm trying to see what they're going to be doing. Are they going to bring back Kristaps? Are they going to bring back Melton? Who are they going to draft with the number 11 pick, having a top 15 pick? The Warriors are my biggest offseason watch now that the finals are over. Knicks fans, enjoy your parade on Monday and hope that there comes a time in which you get another one down the road. Because it's going to be tough sledding, especially with what's coming out of the West. All right, so let's go on ahead and get ready to take a quick promo break for about 5 minutes, and then I will be right back with some talk about football. It's going to be a really short episode with Noah O'Malley here this week, Well, I'm going to come back and talk some football and also some World Cup soccer and some other various events that are going on around the world right now that are non-football and basketball related. All right. I am Dark Lord 100, and you are watching The Classroom right here on First GenXers Presents The Classroom right here on Twitch and YouTube. Be sure to click and hit that like and subscribe button and stick with us because we got more good stuff coming. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beats. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone. I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first GenXers. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the first GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
Got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep a grind mode.
Adams family like dynamic between Pugsley and Wednesday. Like,
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, I always temper this because I think I did not like the Proceed Caution tagline.
I've also seen what Chase Center looks like when the Valkyries are fucking playing, so fuck all of you. Because Chase Center is packed no matter what's going on.
All right, and I'm back. Thanks. Shout out to LaDon out there in the whatchamacallit says he almost overslept and missed the show. I'm glad you're here, brother. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. All right, so next up is the NFL stories, and we've got some major contract extensions going on. The most infamous one right now in the category of players that make way too much money despite deserving every bit of it. The Kansas City Chiefs have extended Patrick Mahomes or added some extra years to his a revised contract extension, making him the first player in the NFL to eclipse $500 million in a contract valuation. You did not hear me wrong. $500 million, 500 million. And here's what's funny about it is I remember a while ago that Kevin Garnett getting the first 10-year, $100 million contract with the Minnesota Timberwolves was huge. That was oh my God, dude, he's making more than any player ever. Now you got people like Shohei Ohtani, Patrick Mahomes, the best of the best in sports today are making I wouldn't want to see what people like Tom Brady would be making in today's climate. Because Tom was already making 30, 35 million by the time he left the game. I could only imagine what they would be making now. He'd easily be making 50. Brock Purdy, by the end of his contract with the 49ers, is going to be, I think the final year of that contract is worth $70 million. The total contract was $324 million. You got, I tell you, it makes me say I should have played football, even though I ain't that good. I wouldn't have gotten paid that much. But even the low-level guys are making $10 million a year. That used to be what your stars made. Christian Watson also signed a 4-year deal with the Packers to lock him down, $110 million, $31 million signing bonus. The Miami Dolphins re-signed their starting center, Aaron Brewer, to a 3-year, $52 million. A starting center back in the day would make $5 to $7 million a year, and that was considered top dollar. Throughout 3 years, $52 million. What's that? $17 million a year? Yeah, somewhere around there, 17, 18 million a year. And he's not even one of the best in the make him the third highest paid center in all of the NFL. And then Derek Hall with the Seahawks re-signed a contract extension for 3 years, $42 million extension after helping them win a Super Bowl last year. I would say that's well deserved. I just, like I said, I just want to say I wish I had played football. I wish I played football well. Because had I played football well, I might have been able to get myself. I might have been living in a different spot right now. In a different spot. All right. So next up is the league legal and conduct update. Stephon Diggs, NFL officially closed its personal conduct policy review concerning the free agent wide receiver, concluding there was insufficient evidence of a policy violation. He will face no league discipline. So basically, I think that's kind of what's been holding up teams from signing him, is they've been waiting to see what the league comes down with. I think I would expect Stephon Diggs to be snapped up by somebody within the coming weeks. It definitely won't be New England because they just traded for A.J. Brown last week. But it could very well be there's a chance he could wind up in San Francisco. I don't think so, because I think he wants too much. I think he would want 17 to 20 million a year. So more likely he could probably end up somewhere like Cleveland or Minnesota, back in Minnesota, someplace like that. Maybe even Jacksonville. I think he would be a good fit over there. They could use the number one receiver, a top tier receiver like that. And it's something that I'm going to wait to see shake out over the next couple of weeks because my guy, Aaron Rodgers and Jason Dart. Yeah. Don't get me started on Dart And as for Ron, bro, like, please, I think he's officially said this is going to be his last year. So I'm hoping to God that's the case. Like, because like I am so over and tired of hearing about Ron and what he wants to do and what he doesn't want to do and whether or not he's going to come back. All right. So in other legal and conduct updates, Dave Merritt, the league similarly concluded its investigation of the Chiefs defensive backs coach, Dave Merritt, finding insufficient evidence to levy any discipline. I don't even know what he was really charged with, but evidently he was cleared as well. And then last but not least, Los Angeles Rams starting offensive tackle Alaric Jackson was arrested on suspicion of felony domestic violence and battery. Yeah, he may not see some play time this year, and rightfully so. I hate to say it. If he out there getting into that silliness, like he don't need to be on the team, moving with the team and making that money. But in general, those are the three biggest stories out of the league legal conduct. We're gonna come close to wrapping up this part of the show with just some mini camp buzz and roster notes. Brandon Ayuk has been now publicly admonishing the 49ers just because he is tired of being kept on the bench. And he is not on the bench, but being kept and held hostage, so to speak. Like some would consider it holding him hostage. I would say, bro, just chill because, you kind of did this to yourself. You could have been out on the field playing for the 49ers, but you the one that jacked up your whole guaranteed money and everything by acting a fool. And now they ain't playing with you. They'll sit your ass down. With all your guaranteed money gone, there ain't much they got to pay you. And if they got to pay you the $24 million this year that O'Malley was talking about, then they got enough cap room to do it. Maybe that's why they restructured some people's stuff and cleared the cap room. So if they needed to hold on to that, to hold on to you, they could go ahead and pay you out what they needed to pay you out. But Brandon Ayuk now is on Instagram and everything else talking his mess. Now here's where I think Brandon Ayuk could get what he wants and the 49ers could get what he wants. Following the Rams massive acquisition of Myles Garrett, which happened last week, fuck the Rams. League insiders report San Francisco general manager expect the 49ers to aggressively pursue an elite edge rusher via trade before training camp. So we could see them go use Brandon Ayuk to go after like a Max Crosby from the Raiders or somebody along those lines. I would love to see them do that. Add some more depth to a defensive line that's already going to be monstrous next year, whether people want to believe it or not. With Williams coming back, the kid they picked up from Dallas, Nick Bosa coming back. Bryce Huff retired. That sucked, but they could find somebody to replace him on that side. And I believe the 49ers drafted an edge rusher this year in the draft as well. So out there in Cleveland during minicamp and everything, it says the quarterback competition is heating up between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. I'd say you go with Sanders because they're skill-wise, they're basically the exact same quarterback, except Sanders is like 4 or 5 years younger. So I say go with Sanders. No offense to Deshaun Watson. I don't think he should ever play another snap in the NFL at all in his life. I think that he should ride. He's gotten paid to do nothing for the past 4 years, so let him stay his ass at home. So at the end of the day, goodbye. And then last but not least, coming out of the Seahawks minicamp, the Seahawks officially celebrated their Super Bowl title by unveiling championship rings featuring customized moving parts and nods to the city's fans. That's hilarious to me because the Warriors had one that was like that. Like you twisted it and this little thing popped out with the 4 Larry O'Brien trophies. It was kind of dope. So I would love to see what the Seahawks did. Let me see if I can find an article and get a visual here of what the rings look like. Oh yeah, and Henry Ruggs, if y'all don't remember him, the former Raiders wide receiver that was arrested for drunk driving. He had his parole denied, so he won't be seeing the field for a while. for a long while. Let's see, where are the rings? There's a part of a game-used football built into each ring. What the what? The ring turns into a pendant. Oh my goodness. Oh heck no. Okay, hold on. I gotta share this with y'all. I'm sitting here looking at this and just looking at it by myself. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. Not nonsense. This ring is pretty dope. Look at this. Okay. That's the pendant that it turns into. There you go. That's the ring. Inside of it, it has a piece of a game ball. Like, what? Hold on. Mute that real quick. There we go. All right. Look at that. Look at that. What the hell? Like, that ring's worth more than what I make in a year. Like, holy moly. Are y'all seeing this? Let's make it big. Let's make it bigger. There we go. What in the world? Like, what? Yeah, that is pretty dope. That is pretty freaking dope. Like, I ain't gonna lie. That brings me back to what my boy Suave used to always say about Madden, that they needed to bring back the Madden friggin' what is it, the JLA NFL rings, pretty much, man. Like these niggas gonna be out there fighting super villains with these rings, and they get more extravagant with every Super Bowl, man. Like they get more and more extravagant with every Super Bowl. But hey, you don't win many. You don't know how many more you're gonna win, so might as well make each ring count, right? So yeah, that was the Seahawks Super Bowl ring. Like, yeah, if y'all want to rewind it and check out that video again, y'all can do that and pause it and check out all the little features. Like, it's just amazing. And the fact that it can be made into a pendant, that's the dopest part right there. So, all right. So this week opened up the FIFA World Cup, which is actually taking place in the US this year. And the U.S. opened their game with a 4-1 victory against Paraguay, sparked by 2 goals from Florin Bogan. Canada, who's co-hosting this year's World Cup, also earned its first ever tournament point on home soil with a 1-1 draw against Bosnia-Herzegovina. Let's see, the highly anticipated tournament kicked off across the U.S., Canada, and Mexico on June 11th. Mexico opened with a dominant 2-0 win over South Africa. In Mexico, meanwhile, the U.S. men's team delivered an emphatic 4-1 win against Paraguay, and then, like I said, Canada. Like I think this is going to be one of those years where the U.S. team makes it to the knockout round, but they don't make it very deep. I don't necessarily see them winning the World Cup this year, but you never know. This could be one of the magical runs. The year that the women won it, a couple of people thought that there were a couple of pundits that thought that they definitely could win it, but I don't know if anybody saw it coming in the way that they did it, and so especially on U.S. soil. So y'all remember Brandy Chastain and the woo and taking off her shirt and everything and all the controversy with that. But anyway, another non-NFL news, you also had the Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes are getting close to winning, I believe, their 3rd Stanley Cup, 2nd or 3rd. I know they've won one before, but yeah, they're 1 win away, a Game 5 victory away from hoisting the cup. It's always nice to watch new teams win the Stanley Cup. Like I said, when I was a kid, it was always Detroit or the Rangers, and then it's never the Sharks. I'm just gonna get to my point. It's never the fucking Sharks, and that shit pisses me off because I'm a Sharks fan. They've made it to the finals once in my lifetime since their existence, and they lost that final. So I just I'm happy for Carolina. Like I watched expansion teams like the Florida Panthers win their first and second and third in Stanley Cup before the Sharks have even won one, and it's just makes me want to choke something. All right, and last but not least, we had the Men's College World Series pop up this week. It's just getting started. The highly anticipated action got underway. The Tar Heels secured an impressive 6-2 opening round victory over Ole Miss, kicking off the tournament's electric atmosphere. It was a great thing. I want to say that they're still like almost a week away from the actual final, but tune into the College World Series. If only once in your life, it's worth it. Like it's one of those things where every time I've watched it, I've enjoyed it. Some of my favorite teams. I actually became a fan of Cal State Fullerton because of watching the College World Series. But you never know who you might discover or who you might see and end up tracking their entire career all the way through the MLBs. So other than that, y'all, I don't really have much more to say. I'm going to go on ahead and wrap it up. It's been an amazing night. I went a little longer than I thought I was going to. I thought I was only going to go about a half hour, so we ended up going about 40 minutes. So that's pretty cool. And then I will tell you guys where you can find me next, which will be, hey, everybody jumping on now. Hey, how y'all doing? We're going to be here on YouTube and Twitch for me with Football Tuesdays. Tonight, after this show right now, we're going to have MVT Fusion with the Saint. He should be playing a game, probably an NBA game, I believe, NBA Street or NBA Run or whatever it's called, like the NBA Jams type game. And and then tomorrow we'll have Rune Scryer at midnight tonight and tomorrow night, and then I'll be back on Tuesday afternoon with EA Sports College Football 26, and then my normal run of NBA on Wednesday, MLB on Thursday, and Retro Saturdays with Final Fantasy 3. So that's been it for me for tonight, y'all. Thank you to everybody who joined me. Thank you to LaDon for tapping in on the YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. And we will be back again next week, hopefully with O'Malley, to talk more finals, talk more basketball, talk more baseball, and talk all the stuff you love from a West Coast point of view. I've been your host tonight, Dark Lord 100, AK Double KK Double. Y'all stay up, stay real, stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.
Da, 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 da.